Hello world.
This is it. The last of videos that we're not doing of a band. So next week we will
Be back on track.
Yes. Motley Crue?
Motley Crue.
Yes. So,
Yes. But we had to dive into the decade,
yeah.
tearing apart each year, finding out which the best albums were, what the best songs were.
Yes.
And we wrap it up today with the best songs, top 10 / there's a tie, 11.
Yes. And this list will also say what we want to prove, that 1985 is the best year of music.
Yes.
Because 6 of the songs on our list are from 1985.
So this may feel like a repeat of last week.
Yes.
So we just got through 1985 last week, and who was our top? Do you remember? I think it was
85.
Oh yeah, it was the Power of Love.
Love, yeah.
That's right, because that was our top artist, and so you had to have the top song. Okay, so most of these songs, 11 of them, were our number one for that artist. Only 2 were not, and they both were the tie at number 10. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Kind of interesting. Now these didn't all get ranked in the Billboard chart at number 1, but at least 5 of them did. So we got some that the world agrees on. And before we get to the songs, though, just want to go through a few things. Now I went back through all our lists. We, between the two of us, we did give honor to 95 artists. Some that reached the top 10, and then a lot of honorable mentions of people who didn't make it. But amongst the people that we chose, I had 30 artists in amongst my honorable mentions. You had 27. Amongst your honorable mentions, you picked three Phil Collins songs that did not make our top 10.
Okay. You also, were they all? No, I was gonna say, were they all from No Jacket Required?
You know what? No, I Don't Care Anymore.
Right.
Didn't make it. Against All Odds, and I can't remember the last one, but it probably was one of the lesser songs. Okay, 2 Michael Jackson songs you picked didn't make it, and 2 Bon Jovi songs you picked did not make it. Everything else was singled from all the other people.
Okay.
All right, I didn't have any of 3 songs that missed. I had 4 artists that I picked 2 songs and they missed. 38 Special, like both their movie songs. Kenny Loggins, I have 2 lesser known songs. Well, actually, I'm Alright was one of them, but Nobody's Fool. The 2 Caddyshack songs didn't make it. Olivia Newton-John, I had 2 other songs of hers. And Rush. 2 songs of Rush did not make our list. As a matter of fact, did Rush make any of our list? Yes.
Yeah, Tom Sawyer made it.
Was that the only one?
Probably.
I think it was, amazingly. Okay, so that's for our honorable mention list. Overall, I can't remember who. I think
that, you know what, that from the world's perspective, that's fine, because Rush never makes any list.
So Huey Lewis ended up being the guy who charted highest on our. They had 4 songs on our list, charted the highest amongst our artists.
Yeah, that's nice since he was our first artist.
And we had four artists that had 4 songs on our list. Van Halen's another one. Genesis was another one. Billy Joel was the other one. So those 4, we picked 4 songs for the whole decade to reach our list. Okay, and John Cougar Mellencamp was the only artist in our top 25
that didn't make it
at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the
honorable mentions. You had 5, I had 3. Your honorable mention, starting with Secret of My Success. I knew this was going to be. When I was writing mine down, I knew you'd pick this one on your top 10. Shakedown. Of course, I kind of had it high. I don't remember exactly where I had, but I didn't have top 10.
No.
Somebody. So 3 S's.
Yes.
We're always talking about how you like S songs. Somebody from Bryan Adams. Who Will You Run To from Heart, and Nothing But a Good Time from Poison.
So I did represent some of those years, like 1988 got represented, but it didn't make our top 10.
Yeah, so my songs kicked those off, and your songs that kicked mine off are One Night Love. I had One Night Love Affair.
Which was your favorite Bryan Adams.
Yeah, Bryan Adams.
So we just Brian Adams got dissed from our honorable mentions. Both of us.
Sledgehammer from Peter Gabriel. And Variety Tonight, which was their top #1 song on our list also. Well, we haven't done Peter Gabriel, but Sledgehammer might be the number. So those three technically probably be all #1s on our list.
Yes.
Variety from REO Speedwagon. So those are the ones that did not make it. So, we'll start with number 10. And this is a tie. So you'd think, hey, wait, top 10 songs of 1980. No, it's top 11. Okay. Okay, so it starts with Jump from Van Halen. Now, you ranked it at 15, and I put it at 21.
But for 1983, it was...
it went to 1.
Okay, so that was our first song for 1983. And I think we have 3 songs from 1983.
Yeah, and this is funny because if you go to our Van Halen list with David Lee Roth, this was not our #1. I'll Wait was. And I'll Wait was a song we could have picked from.
But it was in 1984. But here's the thing. It all depends on who they're going against. It's going against all these other artists, as opposed to strictly Van Halen songs, which is what alters it.
But that's what I'm saying. You would think because Jump was not above I'll Wait in our Van Halen list, that should have been the higher one, but it wasn't.
But it all depends on who you're going against.
Okay, so that's from 1984, and this tied with Phil Collins' Take Me Home, which was from No Jacket Required. 1985. For the world's perspective, it went to 4. You ranked it at 12. I ranked it at 24. On our Phil Collins list, this was our #1.
Yes, and we had to have.
I'm sorry. No, that's not true. That's not what I meant. I meant from No Jacket Required.
Right.
Was our #1 album.
Right. No Jacket Required, our best album for 1980s, and it would have made #2 because I Don't Care Anymore. Went ahead of it, and again, that didn't make this list. Now, in our rankings, both of those songs were #2. They did not hit #1. You just said, but Jump did make #1 on the Billboard chart when it came out, and Take Me Home surprisingly only went up to #7. I am glad we at least have a song from No Jacket Required being the best album. It should have one. Now, side note. I went through all the, I told you this already, I went through all the words that were in the songs from 1980s that we picked.
Yeah.
Me was the top word out of all the songs we picked. There were like 11 songs with the word me in it. This is the only song that made our list. So that would obviously, if we ranked the me songs, this would be #1.
Because it's the first one on the list. All right, #9 from Eminem. Mr. Kiri.
A rap song.
Yeah. This also came from 1985 from the Welcome to the Real World album. And the album on our list made #6 on our 1980s list. Best albums. You ranked this at 11. I ranked it at 23. Went all the way. This made it to #1, right? What's #6? That's the album went up to 6?
This is our list.
Yes.
Of the art of that year.
Oh, okay.
So 1985, it was at 6. We ranked it at 1 for Mr. Mister though, and then the world also had it as a #1 single.
Yeah.
And that's a good song to hear on the radio. Just gonna have a lot of keyboard songs like just hearing the do 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 do.
Yeah,
that's a good beat to
the intro is. Pretty good. That's why we like
it. and it's just the keyboard while he's singing, and then you go, the drums come in.
And technically has 2 intros.
Right. One without drums and then one with drums. Okay, next.
All right, we are on #8, and this is from Loverboy with "Loving Every Minute of It."
Surprise?
That it's this high or this low?
That it's on the top 10 for the entire year. I didn't think a Loverboy song, but I do like this song. I really do like this song.
It's the clapping. Yeah. Okay, we like the guitar. Yeah. We like that. That's what we like. Okay, from 1985, on our last week 1985 list, it went to number 5. You ranked this at 18. I ranked it at 10, so I liked it better.
Somehow. I like this song. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the 80s do have a lot of good music. So this was hard to rank our top 104.
Oh yeah, because I was looking at like next week it's gonna change.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
And then I even as I was putting him down, I'm like, why is it that one higher? Well, I'm the one that ranked it. No, yeah.
So yeah, again, all these songs were our number 1. So that was our number 1 for Loverboy. And in the world's eyes, it went up to number 9.
Number 7, Owner of a Lonely Heart. A song that I will never change the station when it comes on. I will always listen to it.
I wanted to
from Yes.
I wanted to like leave it better, and when you listen to it, you just can't. Owner of a Lonely Heart has too many things going on musically to put it below something else.
This song came from 1983 on our
83 list.
on our 83 list. It went to 3. I ranked this at 3 on my list because I had the album. That's why I liked it so much. You only put it at 21.
Yeah. Again, you're like, I'm just so far down. I know.
There's too many songs to pick from. That's
Yeah, and that was a number 1 in the world's eyes. Again, we read the list for that year. Billboard actually got it right for 4 songs.
Okay.
The top 10 contained 4 songs from our list. So that
Okay.
was a pretty good year.
Number 6, Sunset Grill from Don Henley.
Which you never hear. Out of all these songs,
Yes.
that's the one you will never hear on the radio.
Right. From 1985. So on that list, which was last week, this was our number 2. Excuse me. You ranked it at 13. I ranked it at 5. From the album Building a Perfect Beast.
So we will not hear it on this video as well, unless
Yeah.
we do it on our drum
Yeah,
kit.
that's an automatic. We can't put Don Henley on there because the video won't even.
Yes.
They won't even let you put it on.
I want to sue Don Henley. He likes to sue people. I want to sue him for not letting us use it.
Yeah, I wonder if he passes away, will that change? When people, oh, he's gone. We can now put.
I don't know, because he's got an estate, so probably not. This would be our lowest ranked song on the Billboard chart. It only went up to number 22. You know why? It's just not. It's not a radio friendly song, but if it was on the radio, you keep it on for sure.
Yeah. Number 5, The Heat Is On from Glenn Frey.
His Eagle Buddy. There we go, side by side.
From 1984. That list, it was our number 1. You ranked it 2. I ranked it 15 from the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack.
Yeah, so our first movie. There's only 3 movie songs on this chart. Would be more if you had my honorable mentions. Obviously, Secret of My Success, Shakedown. But yeah, so my second favorite song overall, and I think I mentioned that when we did our movie lists. I went back and watched them, and I forgot we didn't rank them the way we do everything else.
Yes.
You did your 10, I did my 10.
But
so
we haven't put that video out. We're probably going to redo it because we missed.
No. That was something.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was soundtracks.
Yeah, we did soundtracks.
We haven't done
soundtracks. We did soundtracks.
I'm talking about when we actually did movie songs. We went through your 10 separately, then my 10. Okay, but yeah, Heat Is On went to number 2 in the Billboard's eyes. I forget who beat him out. That'd be interesting to see who knocked him off from getting number 1.
Right. Okay, so we're up to number 4. The Police with Synchronicity 2.
Another 1983. So that's 3
Yeah.
1983 songs.
Yeah,
So that's
and
second best year, baby.
And on our 1983 list, this went to 2. Beat out by, do you remember? I don't recall.
Jump.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it Jump. That's and so yeah, the top 3 songs from 1983 are on our list.
Okay, this was from the album Synchronicity. On the album made it on our list for the 80s, number 9. So you ranked this at 5 and I ranked it at 7, so pretty close.
In the world's eyes, I think Synchronicity came out, only went up to 16, which is another shame. Definitely best song.
Right.
If you were to say, does Every Breath You Take still play more than Synchronicity
Yes.
too? Okay, it shouldn't. But I mean, I hear Synchronicity too.
And when you listen to the
a
song,
lot.
we all know you're thinking of the monster in the lake.
Lock.
Loch Ness Monster.
He says lake. He says lake.
He says
twice.
lock, yeah.
He says lake and lock, depending what he wanted to rhyme with. He changes it. It's Loch Ness Monster, though,
Yes,
right? You
probably.
can't say Lake Ness Monster. It's Loch.
All right, now we're at 3. Genesis with Tonight, Tonight, Tonight.
Our only artist that had 2 #1 songs.
It's from 1987, so the first time that you made this list. I had this as my #1. You put it down at 10. For 1987, it was our #1 song. And this album, Invisible Touch, made #4 on our albums list.
I nearly switched it and put Invisible Touch ahead of this. And I'm like, no, we agreed. That's the best song of Genesis. Because you got.
Well, Invisible Touch was #1 too on that.
Yeah, but it came out a different year. But you got to take it into consideration. Tonight, Tonight, Tonight has a long version. And that alone puts it up ahead of Invisible Touch. It just does. Although Invisible Touch was a #1 song.
Yeah, and it's musically, it's more creative.
Now, Tonight, 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 it went to #3 on the Billboard chart.
Yeah, that's the only non-creative thing about it is that the title.
Yes. Now, right, and when I did, like I said, I did my word study on me. This put Tonight up there because I had to count it 3 times. But supposing they put the long version out on the radio.
Yeah, they did at first.
Would it?
Sure.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Would it have went as high as 3, unless it was trimmed?
I'm sure when that album came out,
Yeah.
they had the long version, and then they shortened it later, and then that's the only one they played.
So Don Henley should have shortened the Sunset Grill. It would have went higher.
Maybe, I don't know. It's the Sunset Grill is just long because of after he stopped singing, how long it goes.
He's got different.
It's like
horn
2 minutes.
sections, yes.
I think it's 2 minutes after he stopped singing. So.
But I would say that's got to be the reason both these songs are in our top 10.
Yeah. #2, Duran Duran's "A View to a Kill."
Not a good movie.
Not a good, least favorite movie of Roger Moore.
Although it's still more watchable than a lot of movies that get put
Yeah.
out today.
But our favorite James Bond song. This is 1985 also. For 1985, we had it #3 for our list. You ranked us at 3, and I ranked it at 4.
So that means.
View to a Kill soundtrack.
So Sunset Grill in 1985 was ahead of this. But when you put them against everything else, suddenly Sunset Grill went back and this jumped up. I don't know. But on my when I rank the movie lists, I had View to a Kill as 3, Heat is on 2, and #1 was our #1.
Yeah. This is totally not because of the lyrics either. This is totally the music behind it. Blank! You know, that's how we like it. Okay, so that brings us #1.
By the way, supposedly, Duran Duran got ruined because he sang that song with that weird note at Live Aid. I don't know, it doesn't ruin it for me.
Yeah. Alright, so #1 has been #1 a lot. Is The Power of Love from Huey Lewis and the News. This was in 1985 from the Back to the Future soundtrack, so the 3rd soundtrack. Your favorite song for our
The whole
overall
decade,
list. I put it at #2. I had Night above it. It was #1 on our 1985 list last week. #1 on Huey Lewis list.
And Huey Lewis is our #1 artist.
Yeah, so
I wonder, did we hear the song way before we saw the movie?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't remember.
I know. Did we see the movie before the second song came out, like Back in Time? That never ranked. I don't know why. How songs get played on the radio, yet Billboard says, no, we're not ranking it.
Oh, no.
That didn't get ranked.
Yeah, so there is our top 10 of the 1980s. I'm sure you disagree. Maybe you agree with some of them. What's your top 10? Or your number 1 or whatever.
Yeah. And if Madonna song is on there, you're wrong. Even if she was really popular.
And she's got a bigger ratio to where she could get on there. So.
Right. Okay, so back to our normal form of doing artists next week. Like we said, Motley Crue, and it'll be followed by an artist that was way before them that you're like, really? You went from Motley Crue to that band? But they had songs in the 80s, so we'll hint who that is next week. But for next week, it's Motley Crue. See you then. Bye.
Bye.